What's going on, everybody? This is Monday. We got Hot Take Mondays coming with Isaiah. This is his first time giving the hot takes. So, I'm interested to see, what he gives us today, of course. So yeah, who wants to go? Who?
I can start off real quick. I think starting probably say 2 years, we'll see the start of maybe a Spurs dynasty. I think the Thunder obviously going to be good. I think they'll always have a squad there. I'm really high on Wembanyama. I think he can perform in the playoffs there. De'Aaron Fox, stud. They've got a lot of young talent right now. And if, be the case, you can move some of those younger pieces around. I mean, I don't know. At the moment, I don't think there's anything that you really want to do right now if you're the Spurs. I like where you're heading at the moment, but kind of just play your cards right. And I honestly, I think you just got to get one or two more guys, not even stars, just great role players, kind of what the Spurs have always been built on. Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony Parker, all those guys. Obviously, all of those guys in their respectful game, they're studs. But that team they were just so special. They played so good together. We're already seeing flashes of that right now, I think. And so again, about 2 or 3 years, I think, because again, Thunder right now they're just at a different place. It's gonna be tough for anyone to beat them in a 7-game series, but we'll give it some time. I think the Spurs have a good shot at looking at a dynasty again.
I'm expecting.
Go ahead, Zay.
Suns are live. I got Suns winning the first round matchup. They're going to upset somebody in the first round. Yep. Suns are live. I like the Suns a lot. As long as if they don't see OKC, I think if they can see the Spurs, I think they got a potential to beat the Spurs. They're too young, lack of experience. Dylan Brooks, Devin Booker have so much playoff experience. I think they can sneak a series out of them for sure. And I think they're going to make the playoffs. I do think the Suns are going to make the playoffs. They might. I don't know if they're going to be the 6. They're 1 game behind right now. They're right with the Timberwolves, but I do think they make the playoffs. And I think they can, depending on their matchup, as long as it's not OKC or Denver, I think they can steal a series.
So right now they're at the 6th seed.
Yep.
They find for 6th to 7th seed. Mm-hmm. So if they was the 7, they'd have to play the Spurs.
Yep, I think they can get the Spurs.
The 6, you're looking at either Houston. I mean, or it could be, it's still a lot of season left, so it could change. But, you mentioned the Spurs. You're looking at Houston. You're looking at Denver. I mean, if the Lakers get it together, you're looking at them.
I think they could get. But see, that's the thing. I think they can get the Lakers. The Lakers are good.
What you think about Houston? You think they get them?
Nah, KD ain't gonna let it happen off the strength. I don't think KD will let that happen strictly off the strength that they just got off of. If they beat KD after that,
true.
KD gonna look bad. KD's not letting that happen. KD's gonna have 32 that series. KD's not letting that happen. I don't know if they can get the Rockets, but I do think that they're live, and I think they're one good point guard and a solid small forward away from being contenders, because they do need a point guard and they do need one more good forward. Dylan Brooks is doing his best, but they need a small power forward that can turn it, a solid one that can turn the tide.
Yeah. They just got back Jalen Green too, so they could potentially see how he works out, or try to flip him in here at the deadline to try to get someone to lead them into the playoffs too.
Yeah, they're gonna make it hard. Even if they see OKC, I don't think OKC sweeps them. I think OKC probably beat them in 6.
Yeah.
I think they can steal 2 games over OKC.
Interesting.
No, that's hot. I'll tell you, hot takes. Come on. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they've been balling. Yeah,
that's hot. True. I mean, well, that kind of goes into mine, because I mean, not really though, because it's in the West. So last week, I gave a hot take of how the Warriors. They're coming to their last dance. This is kind of part 2 of this hot take. They're coming to the last dance, and I said they should trade Draymond. Draymond needs to get on out of there. It's coming to an end. Now with the recent news of Jimmy Butler getting hurt, out for ACL, we talked about it. How is he going to come back, whatnot? Possibly could they try to get off that contract? I think the Warriors dynasty is done. I think Steve Kerr is done. This is his last year. I think Steph has a big question to face. Yeah, he probably wants to stay, and doesn't want to move somewhere to go for his last couple of years. And then, Draymond, who knows what Draymond does. But they're cooked. I think, watching that press conference from Mike Dunleavy the other night, too, it just sounds like, they're not going to make a move for anybody unless their name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Could that happen? I mean, yeah, possibly, but I don't really think so. But I think we're officially at the end of the Steve Kerr, Stephen Curry Warriors. So it'll be interesting to see. Part of my hot take too. The second part of it, the Warriors will not make the playoffs if they make a move, or if they do whether or not they make a move or not. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think the Blazers will make the playoffs over them. And yes, I don't know, what exactly Golden State has to do in order to try to not have Curry go out sad like Kobe did, but I mean it's looking like that at this very moment, because they'd rather pay Brandon Posmesky and Moses Moody all this money instead of trying to get Steph some help. Yeah, that's just where things sit right now with the Warriors. So
yeah, well, it's tough. It's tough. I kind of wish they'd get Giannis too, though. Now, I mean, it'd be interesting to see them, especially just at the end of Steph's career. I mean, I think Giannis should go everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, we know. You really want him to go to the Lakers. That's where you really want him to go to.
Honestly, no. Like, I really want him to go to the Spurs. You know that.
Yeah, that's true. Grant did say today, just to let you know that if Giannis somehow goes to the Spurs, he's a Spurs fan.
Respect.
Yeah. I did, yeah. I called that out. I've also been calling out Giannis needs to go there since what, Sean? Like, this is probably like 2 years now. This maybe at this point, year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, basically since Wemby's rookie year. So yeah, we wrapping up at almost 2 years now. So yep.
One day.
That's crazy. Man, Nate, what you got, man?
I'm transitioning to the east side of the conference. I think watch out for these Charlotte Hornets, because I think they're gonna make playoffs. I know they're 9 games under 500 right now, but from watching them play, they got some hoopers on that team. I think Nipple, Mello, obviously. I mean, they just got a lot of guys, I feel like talent wise, that we've talked about it. You have the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Heat that are always in that playoff playing range. And with what it's looked like, the Hawks, they're kind of tapering off in terms of, I mean, they're trading some of their guys, but I think one of those teams will probably fall out of the play-in, and the Hornets could probably sneak in.
So who do you think's gonna fall out? You got the Magic. You basically got the Sixers, Magic, Cavs, Heat, Bulls, Hawks.
I think it'll probably be either the Bulls or the Hawks.
Yeah, Bulls, I think, if anything, but Bulls are destined for that. I mean, they just kind of solidified.
That's what I'm saying. You can't mess up the Miami, Chicago, Atlanta Invitational, man. We gotta have that.
But no, I mean, the games that I've seen, at least the highlights too of Charlotte, I'm actually impressed just by how much they how well they play in terms of as a team. I know defensively it's not always there, but I think I saw LaMelo now. He's played, I think, 18 games straight, which is really good just for them to have their chemistry wise. Like, having him on the floor is always going to help. But the East is always kind of a crapshoot at the bottom of the bracket there. So
yeah, that's funny. That's crazy because I was going to wait till next week, but I'll give it because you mentioned LaMelo Ball. I think he's gone at the trade deadline. I think secretly, I think he's one of those guys that's going to be a shocking trade that we're going to see. I really do think, because I think it's to the point now where the Hornets, he came back from the injury and then he came off the bench and now he's starting, but he's just like, and I said this at the beginning of the season, I think this year was the year that he has to prove that he can be like a leader, like the go-to guy, things like that. Now you bring in Khan and he's, looking has a bright future. Brandon Miller staying healthy. You got other guys that are, contributing. You got Miles Bridges, the third leading scorer of all time in Hornets history, which is crazy, by the way.
RTP.
I mean, you got other guys that around them outside of LaMelo Ball that kind of, can. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, other than you and your hot take, the Hornets ain't making the playoffs. I mean, they're not making no plans, no playoffs. So I think, they try to get a good draft pick. Maybe they bring in, another guard or something like that through the draft or through free agency or, through a LaMelo Ball trade. But I think secretly LaMelo Ball is on his way out of Charlotte. I don't know where he goes, but I think his time in Charlotte is coming to an end. Like I said, I was going to save it since you mentioned, you know, they was going to the playoffs. I think.
See, I think they're clicking. They're starting to click now. So that's the thing though with these teams is like, I mean, you saw with the Hawks, it's like Trae Young's down for a little bit, and then they see that they can play better without him for, you know, or have another number one. So with this kind of opposite, it's like LaMelo's back for a couple weeks from his injury, and everyone start playing a little bit well. They're hitting their shots, but that could just be a sign that hey, this is the best time for us to try to get him out of here too.
Yeah, and plus they gotta decide if they want to pay him around. You know, he gonna want that money, so it's like, do we want to give him all the money that he's gonna want to ask for? When I mean, you mentioned, yeah, he's played 18 straight games, and this is probably the longest in his career that he's played 18 straight games. I don't think he's ever done that. You know, that's another factor you gotta kind of think about too. So, again, that's interesting. That's interesting. But I just had to, I was like, might as well go ahead and give it to the people. While we talking about the Hornets. Nah, that's yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, anybody else got any hot takes or anything else to discuss before we close it on out? Hopefully, I got a really hot take, but I'm waiting until the moment where I can have my points to back it up for the Pistons. But hopefully, it comes before the All-Star break, which I think it will. So you just gotta wait and see until that one. But
I'll be tuned in.
All right.
I gotta see what this is.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, man. That's all we got for today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure like and subscribe, and if you got any comments or hot takes yourselves, make sure to leave them in the comments below, and we can discuss that. But until then, we'll catch you guys next time.